It was 2:03 a.m. when my phone rang. I was already awake, lying in bed, staring at the ceiling like I had been most nights lately. My wife wasn't home. She had said she was going out with the girls, a vague, well-worn excuse. I didn't bother asking anymore. When her name flashed across my screen, my stomach didn't flip. No dread, just expectation. I answered without a word. She was crying. Not the soft kind, but the desperate, breathless kind. "Something's wrong," she gasped. I can't feel my body." I waited. "I think you." She paused, her voice cracking. "Did you put something in the lube?" Still, I said nothing. She was unraveling, accusing, terrified. Her words spiraled. How dare I? What kind of man would do that? Was this revenge? I listened to every accusation like I was listening to rain on the roof, distant and inevitable. And then I hung up. No yelling, no panic, no explanation. It wasn't that I didn't feel anything. It was that I had felt everything already. The humiliation, the heartbreak, the shame. And now all I had left was silence. That night, I lay back against the pillows and stared at the ceiling again. Only this time, I was smiling. Not because I'd done anything cruel, but because I finally understood what it felt like to have power. It hadn't always been this way. 2 months earlier, she had taken me to a club. Not our usual scene, but she insisted, said we needed spontaneity. I should have known better. The place was drenched in neon and sweat. Her dress clung too tight, her perfume too heavy. She led me in like a trophy she didn't want but still wanted to be seen with. She flirted openly, touching shoulders, laughing too loudly, disappearing to the bar too often. I watched from our booth, nursing a flat beer, as she let a man pull her close. And then, she kissed him, right there, in front of me. She kissed him, eyes wide open, looking straight at me as if daring me to stop her. But I didn't. I just sat there. Cold. Quiet. Still. That was the night I realized she wasn't trying to destroy our marriage. She was trying to destroy my self-respect. And I'd almost let her. I left without a word, drove home, washed my hands like I'd touched something rotten. She came back a few hours later, drunk, messy, and smug. "It was just a dare," she said. "You're not mad, are you?" I didn't answer. I just watched her walk to the bathroom, humming some song I didn't recognize. And that's when the shift happened. The part of me that loved her didn't die. It just turned off. And the man who remained, he wasn't interested in love anymore, only clarity. She started getting sloppy. That's the thing about people who believe they've won. They stop hiding their hands. She left her phone out more often, let her location run in the background, didn't even try to cover her trail anymore. But I wasn't looking for drama. I wasn't chasing confrontation. I was gathering facts. I'd memorized her unlocked pattern months ago during a time when I still hoped trust mattered. One morning, while she was in the shower, I checked it. Messages, locations, photos. One recurring name. Micah. Not a girlfriend, not a coworker. Micah was a boxer. Literally. He trained at a downtown gym, uploaded shirtless mirror selfies, and called her baby and Demas she never deleted. She visited him often, told me she was getting air. The phone said otherwise. Uber logs. Receipts. Doorcam footage. I never told her I'd installed. The pieces formed a clear image. This wasn't about love. It was about thrill, control. She liked playing with fire and watching me burn quietly behind my smile. That's when the idea came. Not revenge. Not punishment. Just balance. I reached out to someone I hadn't spoken to since college, a chemical engineer who now worked in product testing for a cosmetics company. I pitched it like a joke at first. Hypothetically, is there something you could add to a lubricant that's completely safe but causes temporary numbness? He didn't even blink. There's a base compound used for desensitizing creams. Athletes use it for pain. Totally safe in microdoses. Why? Just curious. He mailed a tiny vial with a scribbled warning. Use sparingly. I didn't feel like a villain. I felt like a man pulling the emergency brake on a train everyone said I should just let crash. One night, before she went out with Sasha, I replaced the bottle in our nightstand. I didn't expect to use it with her again, but I knew she would, with Micah, or whoever came next. I waited. She came home late, hair wild, lipstick on. She barely looked at me as she undressed, humming again, swaying to music in her head. I watched her slip into bed, reaching for the bottle like it was routine. The next day passed in silence, but at 2:03 a.m., the phone rang, and the unraveling began. When I hung up on her that night, it wasn't to hurt her. It was to let the silence ring louder than anything I could say. And it did. The next morning, she avoided me, pale, quiet, nervously sipping tea. That night, she tried to act normal. She leaned in for affection, maybe to test if the nightmare was over. At WAS and single quotes T. She pulled away again. Panicked, I turned the page in my book, pretending not to notice. She didn't sleep that night. I heard her whispering into her phone in the hallway, crying. Then silence. Micah wasn't answering. The next day, she called her doctor, then a specialist, then another man. I recognized his name from her chat history. He blocked her. And finally, she came to me, mascara smudged, eyes hollow. I don't know what's happening to me, she whispered. I think someone did something to me. You tell me if it was you, right? I looked at her for a long time. I wouldn't even know where to begin. I said softly. And walked away. By the third day, she was a ghost moving through our home. She flinched when she sat, winced when she shifted her weight, walked like she didn't trust her own legs. Every few minutes she'd touch her wrist, her hip, her stomach, as if her nerves weren't obeying her the way they used to. She avoided mirrors, avoided sunlight, avoided me, but the silence didn't protect her anymore. It cornered her. By evening, she finally broke. I heard her steps pause outside my office door, heard her breath hitch the way it did when she was trying not to cry. I didn't turn around. I let her stand there in that fragile half-shadow, gathering courage she had never needed with me before. When she finally spoke, her voice trembled. Did you add something? I closed my laptop slowly, deliberately. Then I faced her. She looked small, smaller than I ever remembered her being. Her mascara had dried in uneven streaks. Her hair was tied back carelessly, like she'd been pulling at it all day. I need you to tell me the truth, she said. Please. I held her gaze, not with anger, not with triumph, but with the same calm she once mistook for weakness. What exactly is it you think I did? Her face cracked. I can't feel anything. I can't. Her lips trembled. Micah said it wasn't him. The doctor said there's no injury. I don't know what's happening, and I need to know if it was you. I leaned back. In order to accuse me, I said quietly, you'd have to explain why you think I'd do such a thing. And in order to explain that, you'd have to tell the truth. She shut her eyes, and the truth hit her like a winter gust. All her secrets, all her late nights, all her thrill chasing came crashing down in one cruel moment of clarity. She sank to her knees. I'm sorry, she breathed. I swear I didn't mean for things to go this far. It was stupid. It was reckless. I just wanted to feel something. The irony fluttered between us like dust. I didn't touch her. I didn't kneel beside her. I didn't offer comfort, or blame, or even satisfaction. That's the thing about feelings, I said. They don't vanish all at once. They fade when we stop honoring them. She sobbed harder, shaking her head as if she couldn't do everything with enough tears. I need you to help me, please. I don't know what to do. I'm scared. I studied her, not the woman she used to be, but the woman she had built herself into. And for the first time in months, I didn't feel small. I didn't feel replaced. I didn't feel invisible. I felt done. It will fade, I said simply. Eventually, her head snapped up. So you did. I'm saying what you're experiencing isn't permanent. I stood and walked past her. Everything fades, if you let it. She reached for me, but her fingers trembled and missed my sleeve. Why are you doing this? She whispered. I paused at the doorway. I'm not doing anything, I said. You created a life where I had to choose between yelling and silence. I chose silence. She cried harder, the sound breaking like glass behind me. That night, I slept with the door closed for the first time in our marriage, and she stayed on the hallway floor, sobbing softly into her palms, trapped in the numbness she had carved for herself long before I ever touched a bottle in our drawer. Over the next days, her sensation returned slowly, unevenly, like thawing ice. But what didn't return was the illusion she used to hold over me. Her power dissolved. Her secrets collapsed, and the balance shifted, not through violence, not through cruelty, but through the quiet justice of letting her feel the emptiness she so freely handed away. She kept waiting for a confrontation that never came, a speech, a fight, a reckoning. But silence was the reckoning.